How long was I muted? I was talking up a storm. Um, Sorry about that. So I wanted to bring y'all something that would maybe help bring back some hope and uh, to Summer's case, because everywhere we look, it's all negativity now, and we're gonna look at some cases where a child went missing and was found safe even years and years later. I wanted to do something more positive. Sorry about that, guys. I was she said long. Yeah, I was talking away and didn't even realize it. I was muted. Durham, UK. Thank you, Kendra Bell. Excuse me 1 second. Gotta fix something. Okay, so I worked kind of hard on this. I put together a PowerPoint and got some videos already uploaded, and we're going to go over that stuff first. I think then after that, we can just have open discussion on whatever you guys want to. Hi from Ireland. Hello, is it you said that Fairy Raven? No, thank you. Hey, Carmen Camille. Yeah, I wanted to do something that's going to bring back some positivity and maybe some hope to her case. She deserves it. Um, instead of people always thinking the worst. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I've thought the worst some days. It's like there's no hope in sight, and then others there is. Hey, who am I? Sweet peas tea. Yes. Well, actually, I slept all day yesterday. Alli went back to bed. I tried to, couldn't, or slept so much, so I just put um, my energy where it would be productive and tried to put something together nice for y'all. All right, so we get started on that. I wanted to say hello to everybody. Hey Arietti. Hey, Blue Moon. Good morning, Diamond Painting with Anxiety. Hey, Stacy. KK Nichols. Hey, Sweet Dreams. Grandma Sandy. I Smell. Talked to you in the comments earlier. Yeah, I think I misspoke last night, and we were talking about. I was talking about anti-inflammatories, and I was talking about Toradol, and I think somebody said Tramadol in the chat, and I started saying that, but I was meaning Toradol as an anti-inflammatory they give you, a shot in the hospital for. I wanted to clear that up. If I misspoke, I didn't go back and listen to it, but if I did, I'll go ahead and say I'm sorry. Yeah, Mary Martins, I don't feel good. I'm congested. My nose won't stop running. I was sick to my stomach all day yesterday. It's just been not fun. Pink Butterfly, what channel was that? True, Karma Camille. I feel like this regularly. Hey, Real Sunflower. All right, so hey, Candy Aldridge, how are you? I'm congested pretty bad still, but I'm getting over it. Are you good now? You want to say hello? Huh? What? Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, and we'll just get started with what I put together. Sorry about that. Let me make this a full screen and see that y'all can still hear me. Alright, so he had on ladies that talked to Candace past 10 months ago. I know who they are, Pink Butterfly, and don't give 100% into people if you don't know them personally. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Indiana, Alexis, and Messiah not getting coverage nearly 48 hours. Phillips, I will do that. I'll look into that, and I'll make a community post when I'm done with this. Okay, so yeah, I'm just saying people that are coming out and talking now, just be very careful because they're going to throw stuff out as facts. You have to be very careful. Okay, are you leaving? Don't leave. This will be good. You'll like this. Hey, Christy Solo. All right, so let me get started here. If I don't address y'all in the chat, I'm sorry. I probably won't be looking over there. I'm just going to go over what I put together. So these are missing children cases where the child's found safe years later. What I put down below there is hidden by my bar, but it just says let's not give up hope. Hope and faith can and does make a difference, and it does 100%. And today's Friday, April 15, 2022, Cases That Restore Faith is what I wanted to title this. All right, now this video I'm going to play right now is here is a case of a boy found 13 years after he disappeared. If this doesn't say to not ever give up hope, I don't know what does. I'm going to play this now.
They sought to track him down using age progression technology. Every 40 seconds in the U.S., a child goes missing or is abducted. The vast majority found in a matter of hours. But this 5-year-old kid who loved fishing, watching movies, and eating a Chuck E. Cheese pizza went missing for 13 years, until he essentially found himself.
My understanding is that he was applying to college, that there was some discrepancy in his Social Security number because both he and his dad were living under false names.
That's not what he looks like now. It's the image authorities worked with for years as they sought to track him down using age progression technology. Authorities say the young man first became aware something was wrong when his Social Security number kept coming up invalid on his college financial aid forms.
He worked with his own school counselor, and it was discovered that he was on the national database for missing and exploited children.
Back in 2002, Julian's dad, Bobby Hernandez, was supposed to drop him off at his Alabama preschool. But according to the database, the father withdrew cash from his bank accounts and fled with Julian, taking some of the child's clothing, his stuffed orca whale, and his soft baby Afghan.
The Vestavia Police Department began their investigation, and they have followed up on every lead that they've received over the years.
So when the Alabama police told the mother the good news,
she was like, really?
She was understandably apprehensive.
It was just great for me to be able to tell the mother that all this time he has been alive and he is doing well.
This case really just serves as a reminder to parents and loved ones who are looking for missing children to never give up hope.
The father, now in custody, faces felony charges.
He was quite surprised when, he was apprehended, but I think, he saw it coming someday. He just didn't know when or where.
We're told that Julian is now in contact with his mother. They're asking for privacy at this point. The father faces a probable cause.
Yeah, I don't know if that doesn't give you hope. I don't know what else does. Like I found that, and the next one that I did found is really gonna, I hope it gives you hope and faith back. Thank you, Brandy, for becoming a member again, and thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate that so much. Hey, Music City Mom. Yeah, let's. This is while we're doing this, let's put some hearts, purple hearts in the chat for Summer. I haven't done that in so long. Here, let me see that. There it is. So the next one, the next case I'm going to show is even more crazy. When you see this, if this, like I said, if this doesn't give you hope, I don't know what will. Let me go to the next one here. This is one of the verses, and I didn't change it because it speaks volumes if people would actually do this. It says, cast all your burdens on him, for he cares for you. That was one of the templates used on the what's it called? The PowerPoint menu. One of the templates on it that you use, and I was like, I'm not changing that. That's perfect. So this next case, and I was gonna, if we had time, I might add another one. I found quite a few. This next one's about 8 minutes, this video, but it is no less important, and I will give you the links to them. I screen recorded them, so I just turned them into my own thing, so it's not copyright infringement or anything. I used the little part that I needed out of it, and we'll put the links in the description.
South St. Louis, Missouri, 13-year-old Ben Oinby was allegedly abducted less than 500 feet from his home. An eyewitness told police that he saw a white pickup truck speeding away minutes after Ben was getting off the school bus. That tip led police to 41-year-old Michael Devlin.
We have some good news for you this evening and probably some unbelievable news.
In an astonishing discovery, police not only found Ben Oinby in Devlin's apartment, they also found 15-year-old Sean Hornbeck, who had been missing for 4 years, since October of 2002. In his first interview since the rescue, I sat down with Sean Hornbeck the other day, along with his family. Hi, Sean. Hi. Hi. Hi again, Oprah. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Tell me, how are you feeling today?
Feeling really good.
Feeling really good? Has all of this been like what to you?
It's been great for all of us, I'm sure. It's great to be back home, seeing familiar faces, new ones. It's been great for all of us.
Can you tell us about I just asked your father about what January 12th was like for him. What was it like for you when those police officers walked into the room?
When they brought Mom and me in to see you for the first time?
It was surprising.
It was surprising.
Yes, I mean, they've changed, but I could recognize them in 20 more years instantly.
Really? I wanted to ask you, for the sake of all the parents out there who've told their children not to go with strangers, not to let strangers in the house. So you were 11 years old when you disappeared. Had your parents ever told you those things?
The whole entire don't get in cars with strangers and stuff like that, yes.
You've been told that?
Yes.
Did you ever, as a kid, think that something like this could happen to you? Even when your parents are telling you that, you're thinking what?
It's always a possibility in this day of age.
Yeah. So how often did you think about your family?
Every day.
Every day.
I prayed to God that one day I would be back with my family every night, and I crossed myself every night.
You crossed yourself every night?
A very Christian family.
A very Christian family. Did you ever try to write or call them?
No.
No. Did you have access to internet or phone?
Yes.
Did you have access to TV? Yeah. Did you have access to TV as such that you could see the stories about you being missing?
I could never watch it. I just started crying instantly. I never could watch news or anything. I still can't to this day.
because seeing stories about yourself would upset you so?
Just seeing stories about other missing kids would upset me because I've been there. It's just too sad.
Yeah. Did you have, because neighbors are saying that they saw you riding around on your bicycle in the parking lot or wherever, did you have some freedoms that you could be allowed to ride on the bicycle, or would you be watched the whole time? Or
I did have some freedoms, yes.
did you have friends?
Yes.
Yeah. And what would you tell your friends? What did your friends just think you just appeared from?
We just made a story and just kept the story the same.
Did any neighbors ever ask you why you weren't in school?
It was always homeschooled.
You were homeschooled?
No, that was the story.
That was the story.
About school.
Are you looking forward to going back to school?
Actually, yes.
Yeah. You thought you'd never find yourself saying that?
I don't think anyone ever would have.
Yeah. Did you think about being rescued? Did you think about being discovered, that the neighbors or somebody might recognize that you were?
I was hoping.
You were hoping. And so during this whole time, what would you do all day? Could you tell us that? Do you feel comfortable?
I would mostly sleep. It's the only way I could ever pass the time.
Sleeping?
It's just basically what I did. Sleep or watch TV or play video games.
Can you tell me how you got through these past 4 years?
Hope and praying.
Hope and praying. You said you would pray and cross yourself every night.
Yes.
And what would the prayer be?
That one day my parents would find me and I'd be reunited with them.
Is it true that you went to their internet site?
Yes.
And asked a question?
Yes.
What was the question?
I don't want to say it.
Okay. I had read in the paper that you had gone to the internet site and asked, how long will you be searching for your son? Yeah. And then you wrote another question saying, I would like to write a poem about your son. That's true? Yeah.
Is that not crazy? This kid, well, he's probably a grown man now. He is a grown man now. But pretty much, he was told by his parents, he grew up in a Christian home, told not to get in vehicle with strangers. It doesn't always, fix everything. This kid wasn't locked in the house like all day long. He was allowed to ride his bike. He had freedoms. He had access to internet. Hornbeck is his name. I saw somebody ask what this case now. I think it's named Sean Hornbeck. But he had internet access, and for him to be gone 4 years, and the guy had grabbed the reason he was found was because the guy that kidnapped the 15-year-old went and got another child, another boy, and he was only 500 yards from his home, I believe, is what they said at the beginning. This is somebody said another narrative pointing to abduction. You're so predictable. No, this is to give hope to people that we don't have the answers, and you don't either. And we're trying to give hope and faith back into Summer's case. That's all. Nobody has the answers to anything. And if you listen to what the lead investigator said, Canadian girl, obviously they're not ruling out anything either, because there's no answers. So
that means that all avenues have to be looked into.
Yeah, exactly. So let me see here. I'll look up this other case real quick. I want to see what your thoughts are. Does that not, but him saying he prayed and had hope every night, and he crossed himself every night. That's amazing. And that's when we pray that the Lord puts a hedge of protection in his loving arms around these children. He does just that. If our faith is there and we know that he will protect them, he does. But it's also his will be done, not ours. So, none of us have all the answers, but wasn't he grabbed off his bike? The kidnapper had threatened and brainwashed him. That's why he didn't try to accept. Exactly. That's what I was getting at, Casarija, was that he basically was told to tell people he was homeschooled, He was allowed to ride his bike outside. The neighbors saw him riding his bike. He says he had friends, and they just kept the story. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what the child endured through his captivity with this guy, but I'm sure it's not all great. But for him to have reached out on his parents' website and asked them how long will you be looking for your son, that's oh, it's crazy. You know what the case that reminds me of? Tegan the most. Like, but it's a lot different. But Tegan, he just kind of reminded me. 15 years old, ran away. But with everything they found, it was like he has goldfish laying on the side of the road, and then he's being aided and bedded by people, and they charged all them. But he was trying to get away from a bad situation. So who's in the wrong? Are people in the wrong for trying to help the child not go into the foster care center? I don't know the answers to that. I don't know. Sean Hornbeck. Yeah. Thank you, Ice Mail. That's what I was telling everybody. Yeah, people need to read Sean's story. I'm not even going to tell you what I've done, so it might be a surprise. Okay. Let me see if I can find this next one. Bear with me just a second, please. Yeah, so I mean, this next one, I'm going to do some more current ones, but those right there, I didn't even, I just clicked on the first ones I saw, and it was all about hope, and I was like, that's the good Lord telling us that we have to keep hope. Child is found safe years. Okay. Oh, this most current one here.
They somehow had.
Let me share my screen. I had video files for the other ones. I didn't on these. Okay.
Built something where they could hide the child, and that's ended up being what the case was. They had the ability to hide the child and the mother in this location. I provided some photos of what we found last evening. So I think they, even last night, knowing that we had the search warrant and we entered the residence, the father, Schultes Jr., Kirk Schultes Jr., and the grandfather, Kirk Schultes Sr., they were adamant with our officers that the child was not there, that Kimberly was not there, that we weren't going to find anything. And which led me to believe after the fact that they had done this so many times and gotten away with it. They just figured that we would give up after a while and leave. However, every officer that was involved there last evening, the state troopers and our uniformed officers, nobody was leaving without that child. We honestly believe that that child was there. And of course, at the end of the day, that's exactly what the case was. The child was hidden in that residence. So actually, Detective Eric Thiel, one of my detectives, walked up and down those steps a number of times during the course of the search. And he said there was just something about the steps that was off. It didn't feel right. It didn't look right. He took a closer examination of it. It struck him funny that these stairs that come off a set of Bilko doors at the backside of the residence that go into the basement, they were encased. They were closed in. And normally those types of stairs are either made of concrete, or if they're made of wood, there's no risers and you can see behind the staircase. In this case, you couldn't. And it was built pretty solid. He used a flashlight, and where two of the step boards came together, he looked through the crack and he saw what he believed was a blanket. So they used a halogen tool to start removing the stair steps from the staircase itself. And then eventually they saw a pair of little feet. And when they got more boards off, they found the little girl Paisley and her biological mother Kimberly Cooper hiding in that location. She was in good shape. She was, it was concerning for our officers because, again, we went in there not knowing what we were going to encounter. So some of our officers were heavily armed. I'm concerned about how that may have affected her to see the police there. I'm concerned about why our officers could walk up and down
Don't boot
so
her
many
yet.
times.
Hold on.
And
don't boot her yet. If she wants a leak, I would love for her to come up and tell me what we should talk about. We need to have a debate about this. We need to have people's opinions. So, what is it that you would want us to tell? Let's hear you talk about the truth, sad truth. What is that? And like I said, if you want a link, you can gladly come up. And like I said, I'm not angry or anything. I'm trying to speak to you. You are part of the problem. Give Summer the respect she deserves. Her family failed her. Wow. Well, let's come up here and tell me why you know so much better than everybody else. And we'll talk about it. We'll have a discussion because that's the best way to get to the bottom. No, I'm not romancing them. This one is always in the comments and stuff, and I really have I really want to discuss this with people. Now we'll delete them if they're bad, but I'll read them. Everyone else knows except you. Is that true? All right, so you don't want to come up? Hold on a second. Here's the link right there if you want to. But after that, I'm not going to listen to it no more. And we'll just get you out of here. Yeah, I do. I want to know what you obviously know that nobody else knows. Because you have the most inside knowledge of anybody up in Canada. Nope, only this one. What's that mean? No, that link's in there if you want to come on up here. Let's hear it. I'm going to waste about another 5 seconds on this and then we'll move on. But I'm giving you a chance. The link is right there. And I'll gladly discuss anything you want to discuss because you really have a passion for being over here and trying to leave derogatory comments and everything. So I'd like to discuss it. That's exactly right, Ariette. Thank you. This is the thing, and a lot of people don't want to admit that. So instead of saying nobody knows or saying that they don't know, it's cast stones at anybody who stands on the side of let's wait to hear or see physical evidence, and that's not right. No, it's okay, Mom Bear. I'm not upset about it at all. I really love to do that. I like to debate. It's what we're supposed to do as adults, debate, and don't have to get angry. But I don't think she's going to come up, so that's cool. All right, so I guess you'll make your way out of here since you're not going to come up here. All right, so if anybody else wants to, we'll discuss because that's what I want to get into at the last part, kind of an open discussion. And I'll repost that link again if anybody wants to come up and talk. Yeah, I asked that too. You people that don't like this channel live over here, and I love it. I have never heard you talk about anything except abduction. I too do not talk derogatory. Hold on. Let me see what you said there. I do not use profanity. I just want her found. Well, it's not all I've discussed is abduction. Um, we've talked about just like law enforcement says, the very viable is what the lead investigator said, that possibility that she walked away. It's possible. But again, with this is my only argument, and this is what leaves me stuck between my personal beliefs. Okay, if they're still looking for that red truck, then they are still needing it to get some information about what these people saw, or if it's true what the one person that came on the channel said about I'm not going to name the company, but the delivery driver that saw the red truck and allegedly almost hit that red truck pulling out of, I'm guessing, Ben Hill. I don't know. I'm just saying, if that's true, I don't know if it is or not, and I'm not claiming it to be factual. I'm just saying, if that's true, then I would think that a witness would come forward, or somebody who, because witnesses don't run and hide, right? They come forward and tell what they know. We uncovered, and despite how anybody may feel, we uncovered a lot of creeps that live in that area, and ones that weren't even questioned up to 8 months in by that's coming from the father's mouth, and I'm talking about the Sherfies. 8 months in, Sherfie Jr. with all his charges, which are exactly the same as former law enforcement that's fired for just bad images of children. And another man that's name was brought up in this case, Frank Light, same exact charges, wasn't questioned up to 8 months in. That has really rang. It was alarming to me, and I hope that you've never entertained that she has met with foul play. Not once. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. But there's no evidence to back that one up at all either. So how can you say that there is? Honest question, Canadian girl. And like I said, I'll drop this link again. I would love for you to come up and talk. How do you see evidence of that? Because you're calling what you see as black spots in pictures bruises. We don't know that for a fact. Nobody does. That could be dirt. That could be whatever. That's speculation. And law enforcement doesn't go on speculation at all either. What I can say, was everything up to par as far as living conditions? Not at all. And I've said that numerous times. Could it have been better? Yes. But they were given what they were given. That property and home was willed to him by his mother, to Don Wells from his mother. People like to argue this one too. Well, why didn't he help fix it up? He put a extra, that whole side with the door that walks in to where that one room, that whole extension that was put on there, he did that. There's pictures that back that up. Or, facts are facts. I hate that people don't want to accept that, but you can see pictures of them building that addition onto the house. Could there be better things? Yes. Could the floors been done better? Yes. But we don't know. We don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get into a heated debate. Boring Crawl says, okay, well, that's your opinion. We don't know, and I'm still waiting for the dispatcher side of the call to be released. you guys probably don't remember, but I've told my opinion on that. I actually had a example of how this could happen just just a month ago, a month and a half ago. I called Sullivan County Dispatch and asked about being escorted to somebody's property to talk to them. And by the end of that conversation, they said, "Well, we'll have a officer escort you out to get your property from said location." I said, "I never said I needed to get property. I never said that I ever stayed there or anything." Dispatchers are human too. I don't know that maybe they had many calls before from that location. What if they didn't take it as seriously as they would somebody else's call? I'm just saying, why haven't they released that? If there's no evidence of anything, they don't have anything to go on at this point. Why have they not released that? I mean, are they holding that back in case? I don't know. We've heard the DA talk. We've heard the lead investigators talk, and I mean, obviously we need to go over it again. But people won't. They refuse to listen to what's actually being said, and that's a problem. We have to be able to get over our own opinions to see what's really being said. Hey, look, April K., I'm not making an excuse for him. How shitty that house is. Don makes good money, and he could have done a much better job. Yes, 100% could have. Nobody said that. But I can tell you that you're only given what you're given. So explain. Do you really think that house was in this immaculate shape when they became, owners or the proprietors of the property? I don't think so. I think that there was a lot of problems there. It's an old farmhouse. It used to have a trailer hooked to it. I'm just going over just some things that I noticed. Taco Tuesday, I'm not defending myself at all. I'm just explaining parts of the case. I'm not defending myself at all. Sorry you took it that way. I'm basically just telling, I guess, how I feel about certain and trying to look at it in a fair perspective. Yes, were there things that Candace and them said to us and how we were treated while we were up there that we thought were very weird? Absolutely. Multiple times. And when we talked about it, a few lives ago, it was taken as bashing, and that's not what we were doing. We're just telling the truth about the dynamics of those months being around them. Yeah, Clementine, it is. If you didn't watch the beginning of it, it's got a lot of hope and faith, and I'm trying to bring hope and faith into this, and I'm getting to that. Just bear with me. So why is everybody so quick to say no abduction, no this? If there was that possibility, which they've said there's a possibility, but we're not giving all our attention to that theory. If that's a possibility and they're not completely eliminating that possibility, then that means there's a chance that this little girl can come home safe and sound, just like the two cases we saw earlier. So I will choose to be hopeful and have faith and pray. And I think that's the best way we can all do. I want to bring faith and hope back into her case. She deserves it. Okay. Okay, Shelton. Yeah, very true. It's very true, too. And we've seen that since the very first week. Kim Holmes. If they're responsible for other things, that's, then they need to be held accountable for it. But if somebody's not responsible for something, for the disappearance of a child or something, I don't feel like that they should be punished with if they're not responsible for it. I'll say something that I don't think I've said just flat out. Do I feel like Candace and them know nothing about anything? I don't. You want to add in on that?
I don't know what you're saying.
Do you feel like that they don't know anything about anything? Candace and them.
Do I feel like they don't know anything about anything?
Yeah.
I can't say that.
I can't say that either. We don't know that. But then again, you have to look at the polygraph stuff. Were the questions asked correctly? Probably, if they say one of the best in the nation gave the test. But at that time, I don't know. I don't know what to think. It's so confusing. I feel like there's just always been something little that nobody feels. I know I saw that. That nobody feels is there's something that's not being asked that's very relatively important. Because I'll be honest with you, I've always felt like that there's been people that were maybe frequenting the property that haven't been mentioned. Yeah, I mean, that's just my honest opinion, and I usually don't go there and talk about opinions. She doesn't either, but I've always felt that way.
And I feel like there's probably somebody that was frequenting up there before that no longer is.
Yeah, absolutely. What? This? I'm trying to keep up with what's being said here. All right, so yeah, this is Good Friday. This is about the Lord. It's the Lord's Day. Hold on one second. It's not a good day, man, because Good Friday is the day he was hung and died for our sins. He died outright, and then Sunday is the day he rose.
Right.
I had it mixed up. I'm not good with holidays. You know this. I mean, I know my Bible, but I don't know the exact days as of today. Shoo. Tree trimmers were there. Why isn't it ever talked about? Hey, look, we looked into that, into the tree trimmers quite thoroughly, and we could never get anybody to answer anything about it. That's a fact. Media manager LeBron Niels have a media manager too now in their son's case, Michael Vaughn. I don't know about that, but I know that the one Tim reached out to them too.
Which is weird.
God is a miracle worker. That's right. I take what I want from each one. I don't understand subs who need to defend their affairs. No. Well, I mean, okay. Sang on the cross, crucified today for our sins. Exactly. That's what I said. Saying Elmo's fire. That's what I thought. I just didn't want to say it wrong and be embarrassed. So I'm glad I said it correctly. I don't want to ever get that mixed up. That'd be. Oh, stop. The small answer is the tree trimmer's opportunity. Exactly. They were there for weeks around that property.
Yeah. And
they are not the most favorable people. They don't hire the most favorable people.
No, they don't.
So they could have been watching. The one tree trimmer left early that day. There was two there around 6 o'clock. Thank you, Lisa K. Candace was asked what she was going to do when Don went to jail. Her response was to keep the business going, fix the house. I can't see her meaning drywall. I have no idea what she meant by that. Keep the business going. Let's see here. So I wanted to show something else before I go. too far in one direction. Looking at the property for sale near the wells plus tree trimmers. There was many people there in the area the week. Exactly. It's not just tree trimmers too. Exactly, Stacy Price. Yeah, St. Elmo's Fire. One of them didn't come back after they left early that day. But there was people coming in more than usual looking at properties they had for sale that they were not listing correctly. Mr. Dobbs, actually, his property, he wasn't happy with what he got. And he spent quite a bit of money on it. There's a lot more weird things with him. I still don't eliminate anybody because there's nothing.
There's no evidence to eliminate anybody at this point.
Yeah.
No evidence to charge anybody, obviously.
Danny Lenny said Ellie's still looking for a red truck. Ellie issued an Amber Alert. Many ground searches. That means there is a possibility that she was abducted or walked away. Yes, Kim, and so many creeps around that property. Thank you. Exactly. I just don't see how it can be discounted so easily when there's footprints. And with a scent, dogs, police have not discounted those. Now, one thing that's crazy is we've seen what law enforcement does when they don't, I guess, fully believe in something that's being said in this case. The scream they said was unfounded. They told 3 people they didn't hear what they heard, pretty much. Said it was unfounded. I was like, how can you tell 3 people they're not?
They didn't hear what they say they heard.
Yeah.
Were you there?
Right.
I mean, that's how I think about it. I'm like, how can you say that if you weren't there?
But then also you have, we know for a fact it wasn't truthful about the people that live on Ben Hill, that he said there wasn't drug activity down there. There is.
The neighbors literally laughed whenever we told them that.
Yeah. What if everybody, I've always tried to keep an open mind this way and be very careful. Yes, we said things that aren't favorable, but it's the truth of what happened over those months. But I'll be very careful of who I say is guilty and who is responsible, because when you say it, you can't take it back. It's out there. So what if they come back and they had nothing to do with it? Then what? Well, people that, we live in a society now, they don't care. They don't care. Well, whatever.
But me, myself, my conscience, if I was to say that some of the horrible things that have been said about a family whose child is missing, and just, I know they're guilty and blah, 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 and some of the awful things that have been said, if I said that and then turns out that they were innocent, I would feel awful.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Exactly. And there's, if someone is not helping her, she isn't willing to answer any questions, only if it helps her. What does she need to help? What does she need people to help her with? Her lies and secrets. Well, and I think Mama Linus, I think that's why we got treated the way we did. Very often, told multiple times we weren't allowed on property because we told exactly what we saw, no more, no less. If something they said wasn't accurate, we said what was. It's just, I don't know. It is what it is. Either way, it's time. It's a child, no time to play. Either way, it's a child, no time to play. Exactly. That's true. I do agree with that. Hey, Hillbilly Nitro, I haven't even watched any of that, and it's not like that. I've tried to explain that many times, and I don't even know what was on any seized items list or talking about one of the brothers. That's not appropriate. Those boys listen, and I'm not going to be one that talks ill about them or about anybody in their family that they would have to listen to it from my platform. Yeah, truth is different, but I don't know. I can't verify anything with that. Just like the phone, I don't put any 2 cents in on it because I know nothing about it.
Looks like there is a lot of guilt in this case, but not necessarily guilt for this case. Yeah.
Yeah. He said he saw a CB by his driveway. What time day? 4 o'clock, I think. That's what he said. Jackie Centel. But he also said a lot of things that didn't add up.
Yeah.
But then again, he said things that did add up. Now I got my eye on you. I never said anything just because they were around there. What I brought up was public information about people and asked questions. Now, the person's father chose to come out on another platform and answer said questions, and we heard the results of that. I don't think it's wrong to bring out public information or public knowledge. And best believe, besides the one father-son pair, I was not the first to bring out any of the other people. They were put out early on. I don't even know how Frank Light was brought forward to you by his wife, his ex-wife.
His ex-wife, yeah.
Yeah.
She just said that it was suspicious because he had just gotten out of prison or jail, and he was staying close.
No, I didn't watch that. I didn't watch it because I'd never heard that. Any of that, what you brought up before. And if I'd heard it, I'd answer, but I'd not heard an inventory list before. The only thing I'd ever heard of was a TV and a camera. And was there something else? TV and a camera that Don talked about early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true, Jamie Howard. Exactly. They were, y'all. Karen Cox, what was? Yeah, it's public information, man. I mean, if that's wrong to bring out and say, hey, has this guy been questioned? The father answers the next day, even emailed us and said, no, he's never been questioned. My son's never been questioned in Summer's case. And that was 8 months in. So I don't see how, I thought that was some productive questions. Yes, they will, Hash Brown. Very true.
That's if they are not seeing this already. Because we don't know if they have access to YouTube and if they're watching everything that's being put out.
Look, I'm ignoring mods. If people are being this nasty and ridiculous, I'm not even paying attention to it. I'm trying to answer people that are being respectful. Yeah, Bubs, you didn't miss much. The very beginning of this was very good. I was going to do half and half just to bring some hope. Talk about other cases that the children that went missing were found safe years later, even 13 years later. We went over that. So if you didn't watch Getch just from the beginning, go back and check those out. Kim Holmes, yeah, they do. A lot of things are taken out of context and put into their own words that help fit narratives.
Casarija, we don't know if that inventory list was authentic or not. That's why we didn't.
Yeah, I didn't put my 2 cents.
To be honest with you, we don't do a lot of, when we're looking into stuff, we don't watch YouTube to get answers about this case because
that you don't get good information there.
Right.
Unless it's who you're listening to. You got to be very careful. I've heard on channels that dogs weren't used, cadaver dogs weren't ever used.
And that's not true.
And that's completely not true. So
there's a lot of false things that are talked about on YouTube. And so I would rather look into things myself from the source, like from outside of YouTube. That's just me.
Right. I smell if look, and they said they did. And there I even showed a clip where Sheriff Wilson said, you would be hard pressed to find somebody we haven't questioned or talked to. Well, I found one 8 months in, Don Sherfy Jr. And his father said, I was questioned. Yeah, I have an alibi. I was at work. I was in Georgia and then Maryland. Or Maryland and then Ohio. One of them. I can't remember the exact places where his alibi
He was in Maryland on
the first
place, then he was in Ohio.
Have you investigated the weird flu guy very, very closely?
Yeah.
Very closely.
That was one of the first people that we really focused on.
If you haven't checked, yeah, for real. I mean, if you haven't checked out where we go over the interview with Sherfy Sr., please do. Please watch that video. You'll get a lot of information from what this guy is saying. And it doesn't all add up. And, you know, it is what it is. I can't help. He answered those questions on another channel. And the answers he gave are what he gave to somebody else. I'm at no fault for that. Broken mirrors, my thought and theories bounce every day, so I'm not saying one person when there's so many. Well, I don't know. You know, this is one thing that really. So I want to explain this. So when people are saying, if you haven't been out to Beach Creek and Ben Hill Road and all that, people are saying that when Don goes down to the lower part of his property, when he finally pulls in on the 15th, he doesn't just bypass his driveway.
Yeah.
He bypasses Ben Hill Road to get to the lower part of his property. The only way you really can get down there by driving.
You don't see that driveway from where you pass Ben Hill Road. You can't see their driveway, and you really can't see their.
You have to literally
house.
turn up Ben Hill on. You make a left at Ben Hill Road, and you go a little ways down there, and you make a right up their driveway. So when he bypasses and goes to the bottom part of the property,
he hadn't drove past his house, like his driveway.
Yeah, that's all his property right there, and I feel like that was even thrown out of context. If you're looking, and his boys are down there, and Blue Roof Don, the other Don neighbor, is down there. Yes, now I didn't like the part that he said that there was no law enforcement there when he got there. But could you see that? He would know. You would know about law enforcement. I'm not going to say that. I mean, you pass Ben Hill to go to the bottom property on Beach Creek. You can't see up Ben Hill to his driveway.
No, even if there was a cop up at the house, I don't think that you would be able to see it unless he was. I mean, depending on where that cop car would be parked, I don't think that he would see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. We'll show this. Try to put it into visually to everybody. Because I believe that this, if people have never been out there, and I don't know if it's so far-fetched to think that it's not a possibility to drive down to the lower part of your property. I know that. Hold on a sec. Stop screen. Share. Screen. There we go. Okay. Let me put this back here a little ways. So, this right here, entrance to the driveway. I wish I could put a marker there, a flag, but it'll be okay. So if you're coming down So he would be coming. So if we routed his way from work that day, and he's coming down Ben Hill, or Beach Creek. Sorry, Beach Creek Road. He passes Ben Hill here. This is Blue Roof Don's house right here, where I put this marker. This is the guy that's down here on the lower part of Don's property with his boys when he comes in. So when you go past here, let's put the little guy right here. All right, so you're driving by right here. You can't see where that driveway is from here. The only possibility, and we got to admit or understand that the foliage is thick. This picture is June 2013. So on Google Maps. So look how thick that is. Can you see up to the house? And June 2015, just as thick. Pictures do give a, you can't really tell a lot from pictures either all the time though. So it's not going to give you a factual look at like you would be if you're standing there on that road looking up at the house. So
just from us driving by there, just us ourselves, if we were to drive past Ben Hill to go to that shed, if you look up at the house, you're not going to be able to see. I mean, obviously you can't see the driveway. That's down Ben Hill Road. You cannot see the driveway, but even if you look up at the house, you can't really see anything up there. You might see a little bit of the house.
Yeah.
But you can't see anything else. I mean, the camper.
Well, this is where Don came to.
Right.
He drove past Ben Hill Road all the way to here. This is the turn in. He turned into off Beach Creek Road. This gate's not here at this point in time. This camper's not here. This is the shed. This flagpole might be there. I'm not sure.
I think so, but I don't know.
So this is where now. I got to go back to get out of street view. Oh, look, I can go all the way up from. There's July 2009. Let's see what it looked like then. Wow, look at this. So much difference. There's the shed. I'm going to go right here. Well, their camper's sitting this way now. In July 2009. Wow. Posted property. Let's see what the next one is. This is October 2012. Looks almost the same. You got the camper, shed posted, and a gate. Now there should be a more current picture, but it looks to be June 2013 is the most current picture. So everything's turned around. The gate's still here. I still have never got an answer of who lived here. And I tried multiple times. Let's see here. I want to get out of street view. No, it's not what I was trying to do. All right. Let me get out of here. All right. So I don't know if anybody's ever shown you that before, but I feel like it's important. Now, this is a current photo from the sky. This was done in, let's see, this photograph was taken 2022 from satellite. And I can't see the chat. You're going to have to tell me what's being said. This is the power line cutout. This is another reason. Unless you know what you're looking at and where things were that were located, it's really hard to see it in your mind's eye because this is a big, wide open area. I know the guy that's in here in the chat. I can't. Let me see. He's from Knoxville. I don't know if he's familiar with this area down here, but I mean it's very vast, very big.
Cold Case Crystal says, "Please see where the bus was parked in 2009."
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know if the bus was there in 2009.
Well, I can only look at that from Google Earth.
Right.
But I will.
Was it even there then?
So this is in 2022. It's freezing on me. Imagery 20.
Newman said, "LOL, dizzy, easy cam."
Sorry. That's all. Hold on.
I really don't think that the bus was there in 2009 because the bus was brought down. They drove up to Wisconsin and drove that bus down here from Wisconsin, and that was after they were there. I don't think Summer was born yet. If I recall, tell me if this is right. She said Candace told us that her and her mom and the boys drove up there. Summer wasn't born yet, right?
To get the bus?
To get the bus.
I don't know about the born part, but
I think she said, I don't remember 100%. This has been months and months ago, but I feel like she said that Summer wasn't born yet whenever they went up there and got the bus.
You talked more with her once, so there probably was times that you talked about something that I might not have been around.
Don't quote me on that, but I feel like she said that her and the boys and Grandma drove up there and drove the bus home, and that Summer wasn't born yet, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pulling up Google Cold Case Crystal. I'm pulling up Google Earth right now, and I'll be able to show you. I just have to not share my screen till it gets loaded, or it'll crash everything. I got hot in here. Let's see. There it is. Pull it up and I'll share the screen. Okay, let me share. Okay. So this picture, 10/18/19. So as of 2019, unless it's there in the brush.
So it wasn't there then.
It wasn't there in 2019.
So yeah, maybe I'm thinking.
But there was another one that I saw. Hold on. Let me see if I can change the date. It should let me, shouldn't it? Let me look here.
Yes, Marge, the whole reason that they went and got that bus, they were planning on converting that into something, I guess, for Grandma to live in, is what we were told.
Yeah.
But then that never happened. Turn the air on.
Add place mark. So, and then there's draw line or shape. Projects, map style, measure distance and area.
FaceTime video.
Sorry, guys. All right, so I'll show y'all something why this is insane too. How flat this looks. Let's go to 3D. This is where it crashes sometimes. Well, I know that I showed real estate pictures from 2020, and so this was 10/18/19. That bus not there. I remember showing that on a live I did, but unless it's hidden by all that trees right there, you think it's possible? I don't know either, but I'll show you something else I found. That was kind of wrong one. Let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, so this is in October. Man, the foliage is thick. Oh, it shut down on me. I knew that was going to happen. Oh, well, I'm not going to do that no more. We're done with that. It's just too much to deal on StreamYard. It can't compute that much information at the same time. I don't think it always does that. Anyway, what I was going to show you was that there was roads, and I don't know. I tried to look at what Scott Skulls was going, where he was going, but I found something there that I had not seen before, and it really made me question. And I'm going to pull up maps and see if we can look at it that way. Yeah, I can't restart right now, but we'll look on maps real quick, and I can show you there. There's that. And yeah, StreamYard, sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't. We have that. I'm not even going to tell what kind of internet. Fiber optic.
Okay.
All right. I got that fiber optic opportunity.
We're going to have 4 fiber optic opportunities.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're over there talking about them.
This road right here. Okay. So when you go past the Wells driveway, you have either the ability, and I don't know why this isn't marked because it's a private drive, I'm guessing. But you have the ability to go to Simpson Road or follow Ben Hill Road, right? So I was looking back through here, and this road's pretty much hidden unless you know what you're looking for here. It goes all the way around here, and it twists back here to this nice home. But so what I didn't notice before was, so Jody Sue's property sits kind of like on this, what they call it, like a peninsula, if you will, but it looks like Florida. It's like she's up on this hill in between these two roads. So she sees, what's what it's called?
It's not what it's called.
It is called a peninsula.
Yeah, not.
Isn't that?
It's surrounded by water.
I know, but I'm saying it's in the shape of it. Lordy. I'm trying to give an example. I could have drew it on there. But that little area here that goes back to this house here, I don't know if is that one that's gated off as soon as you come up to it? I think it is. Because remember when we found it? Right here, Simpson Road, Ben Hill Road goes up Simpson Road, and this one cuts off this way. So then you follow Ben Hill down this way. Unless I'm just having a brain malfunction and I don't remember it, but I feel like it is. And you have this same area that's like over on Fields Road right here that looks like this. That's trails. What?
Ariette said the word you're looking for is heel, Cam.
Yeah, she's on a hill, but it's in the shape of a peninsula.
Not the peninsula.
Well, that's how my brain saw it, okay? I'm going all the way back here because people keep arguing me and saying, oh, it connects back. It doesn't. All right, so you got these dirt roads back here. Look here, how they got Ben Hill roads. Same way they had Fields Road. It's cuts, which this would be it. Turns into the dirt road here. Cuts off here, wherever that goes to.
Jackie Sindhill, I think that could be a possibility myself.
What?
That Dawn went down there that day because Summer usually ran down to that area.
I've said that too.
I feel like that's a huge possibility myself. But then they also said that she wouldn't go past her slave and wouldn't leave the property.
Yeah, but
technically that wouldn't be leaving their property. But they're talking about up at the hill. Like up on the hill.
Look here.
Mm-hmm.
This is all the way to the end of Ben Hill. See this dirt road, I called it. There's so many of these little trails all the way down through here. And unless you have permission to just roll by somebody's big farmhouse while they're sitting out on their porch looking at you, it's probably not a good idea. I mean, you could probably get out and talk to them, but they don't have to tell you anything. So there you can still see it kind of through there. I mean, that goes back pretty far. Wherever it's saying Limestone Branch, I'm trying to see exactly. I was curious about something. Look. See it?
I wasn't paying attention.
See that?
Yeah. A little cutout there.
That's a road goes all the way through there. That's pretty far. You can see it. I've never noticed it that well. I'm doing my own kind of investigating while I'm sitting on live with y'all, but it's okay. I had to look at that. That's crazy. I wonder how far that goes and where that ends. I mean, that dirt road could go on forever. I mean, it might follow. Yeah, look. Wherever Limestone Branch is saying here. If that goes that far, I'm going to zoom out to see. I don't know if it follows that whole ridge, but that's crazy. New mission. It's a new place for us to go. Try to. Anyway, let me get out of here. I was going to show you all the locations of the prints. There, I had them marked. No, not exact. These are approximate, but okay, we're just going to say this one is one of them where the property owner talked about on his Facebook. Okay? This is the guy that spoke out. This.
And obviously it wasn't like on the road, that first one there.
Yeah.
That's why we mean it's just approximate.
All right, I'm going to show you the second set. See, this is the power line cut out where the tree trimmers were cutting. This is what they were cutting out. They were subcontracted off the power company to come in and cut these power lines out. This is Mary Sexton's house. Dawn's, what would she be? Aunt or step aunt, I guess. It's his stepdad's sister's house. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then around here, where I put that little dot, here or around somewhere here is where the second set of prints were located. So, and they said, and if you remember what the property owner said, they said they don't know which ones came first, but I need to move that back. I don't know why I marked that far. That's just approximate. That's okay. I'll leave it at that. But I just want to give you an idea if y'all haven't seen that before while I'm on there and while I had it open. Anyway, she should be locked up with that flute. Oh, so wow. What about Robin? Do you think she should be locked up with that flute guy?
Because somebody is saying that David Dotson should be jailed now.
No, there's nothing that says he did anything either.
Yeah.
Is there weird things? Yes. There's weird things on a lot of people in this. Being weird, though, doesn't always make you guilty. But some things that was done, one thing that I don't even want to get into that about what rubbed me wrong about him. Just the things that you would think he would know for a fact were, he said inaccurately on Unmasked on that interview.
Mm-hmm.
That really, I didn't like that. Yeah, we don't need to cast stones. I mean, we can bring out information, but we don't know until law enforcement has evidence says otherwise. They were joking like everyone should be jailed now. When I just came back over. I haven't been watching the chat. I was on another screen. Guys, I apologize. I just caught what I saw when I clicked back over here. No, you can't lock up everybody that said dealings with the Wells, but I feel like there's been people that haven't been named or people that have stepped really far away that might have. Well, we know that there was a picture of another child that a picture was taken with Summer, and it was titled "Her Best Friend," right? Summer and her best friend that were there. They've never, I'm sure law enforcement talked to them, but they haven't said anything or spoke out. And that's where, Kim Holmes, can you show where that campsite was on this map? Yeah, I can do that. In the one video you did, what were those things on the side of the road? A yellow bucket and two black things. Neva, what video are you talking about? Brandon said, hello. Or haha, anyone knows that's been watching this channel long knows you get excited. Don't pay attention to chat. Did I say LMAO?
You did.
LOL. Oh, Lord. Sorry. I mean, LOL.
Where did that come from? She said, ha ha.
I got excited and added my own word.
Your own acronym.
Yeah. How do you bold the comment? Click on it. You're talking about like that? Maybe they ran over her leaving. Yeah, I do too. I believe that, and that's what we were always told early on. I kept bringing up tree company, and it was said, well, they were talked to, but we don't know how well.
Yeah, we don't know if it was like they sat them down and interrogated every single one of them, or if they were just like, hey, did you see anything?
She's talking about that where Dobbs parked that area. The two yellow things in the back. There was tires, and I don't remember what. I don't remember what the other thing was. Yeah, let me show this campsite, and then we'll roll on. What?
Rebel Ridge Runner.
What did she say?
Just go look at it.
No. It's probably embarrassing.
No.
To me.
She said it takes here
to party, honey. Ain't that the truth? One eye open said, oh, this is a lovely question. Cam and Alli. Oh, is it true that Tim Mullen, M-U-L-L-E-N.
Yeah, I don't know Tim Mullins.
Sent y'all super chats also. No, that's not true.
No.
Go back. We have every live stream we've ever done. Unless I forgot about it, I don't ever remember that man sending me a super chat ever.
I think there was one person that was not really him that had his name in the chat one time. Right?
Yeah, and I'm not done.
But that wasn't him.
Trying to get y'all this to shut down any other platform discussing the Wells. No, ma'am.
No.
That is inaccurate. I think the more platforms discussing Summer is better. Keeps her name out there. Carrying a chainsaw. Yeah. Yeah, I did show that, and I showed the bus from the real estate pictures. You could see it from the pictures the real estate company took. No, I wasn't saying. I was trying my best to read that correctly, but no, that's not true. One eye open. I have never been offered money by that man. Ever. What reason would he have to give us anything?
He didn't like us.
He didn't like us. Yeah.
I don't know why people have thought that he was paying us or that we were working under him whenever he never liked us and we never liked him.
Unfortunately, the smart case is very rare. Happy story ending. No, look, that's not that rare though. I can show. Please do a YouTube search on missing children cases where child is found safe years, months later. It's more than what you think it is. And we can't give up hope about it. Yes, I understand statistics say that, but you are also saying if she walked away or was out in that terrain overnight, what would they say? 3 days max without water being exposure? That's what it'd be. All right, so here we go. Da-da. Share. All right. Right there. Let me go over here so I can see what y'all are seeing. Right there is your campsite. Let me zoom out a little bit and I'll show you. What? Well, I mean, that's just how close it was. I've showed it before. And that distance is not but hold on. 904 feet. This sits up on a tall peak, looking straight down. This
peninsula.
Shut up. This is higher. This elevate.
It's up on Mount Everest up there because that's what it reminds Cam of. I'm joking.
This elevation here is way higher than the Wells Hill, and you can look pretty much straight down on it. Show pictures of it real quick. Think you're funny? Got jokes. Let me find these pictures I got of this, and I'll tell you why. When you see this, you'll understand what I mean. Now that you see the distance there, it's only 904 feet, and I'll tell you what's weird about it. When I put, when I show you what was found up there. So where is it? Google Drive. There's Dobbs parking spot. It's not showing it. Hold on a second, let me find it. All right. It should be in here somewhere right here, and I'll be able to show it to you.
Yeah, we're talking about the campsite, and we were looking at where it approximately was. And everybody, I just want to reiterate, we turned this into law enforcement.
Yes.
Literally, right when it was found, we turned it into them. Did they go up there and check it? We hope. We don't know. They don't follow up with you and tell you what they found or anything, or
because they don't think it's any of anybody's business but theirs.
Right. So if they went and they DNA tested things, I hope they did, but we don't know. I know that people were asking that earlier in the chat.
Man, where is that? Okay, I found it, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, share this. Stop screen. Share. All right. Let me zoom in on this. So this first picture, what I'm going to show you, what you can see here, these are the two chairs. This is in October when the leaves have fallen, but they were in still pretty good shape. This over here is what really stood out as odd. This, if y'all can see my pointer here, this was a brush pile that was built up. This is on the very tip top of a ridge. This brush is piled up in the direction of the Wells property. More like a blind, if you will. This is not a hunting spot. This is pretty much on the spine of this mountain. You can see where I've taped it off for law enforcement. Let me see if I can get a better view for you. Here's a better one. It's where I taped it off for law enforcement.
Them homes, once again, we don't know. We just know that we told them, we turned it into them. What they did from there, we have no idea. We hope they went up there and that they checked it out. We hope that they went up there and collected possible evidence. We hope that they went up there and, collected any kind of DNA that they could have possibly collected, but we have no idea. Once it left our mouths to them, we don't know what happened.
Take this into account, though, too. This is in October of 2021. I don't think that anybody had came across this before in the previous searches. It is in such a spot that you would think nobody else would be at. Trees falling everywhere. And this doesn't give it justice. This blind is way higher than what it looks like. This is like taller than me. I'm 6'1", right here. I could stand behind it and you could hear the dogs barking, and I could see the side of the Wells house, the side where the swing's at. This is what was alarming. Also, I gave this to a retired law enforcement investigator, and he said, that's a vantage point. The first words came out of his mouth. And I was like, wow. So, I don't know. This is more of these chairs. I wanted to take pictures of these just to show they were in pretty decent shape. And when I told that investigator and he looked at it, our retired investigator, he said those were consistent with the time period that she went missing. There wasn't a lot of rust on them or anything. This is a freaking tire rim. Who had the diligence and strength to carry this to the top of this ridge? And look, y'all, I'm not playing with you. It ain't no joke getting up there.
Not at all.
Ain't no joke. This thing is, if you've ever picked up a tire rim or a tire, they're heavy. And I don't see how a four-wheeler got up there. Maybe a horse. Maybe. I don't know about the entrance in towards, like if you came up from another property and entered over. This was a boot print that I found up there around this campsite. Looked to be pretty fresh to me. I'm not a tracker or anything, but you would think, leaves would fall on over that or something, but it looks like a pretty fresh boot print. Here's the toe. And this is the tent. This was down lower than where the chairs and the blind was kind of built up with all that brush. All the poles were taken out of this tent, and it was collapsed down. Why you would take all the poles out, it just was confusing to me, and it was way far away from where the chairs and stuff were. Oh, that's some drone footage. Again, that right there. When I came across this, my heart dropped. I was like, how has this not ever been found before? Can you try again to get it to TBI? I mean, it was reported over to them. All you can do is call and say, hey, I reported this months ago. Did y'all check it out? And they don't have to tell you anything. Y'all probably heard me say, we've never got a call back from them. One time, have we?
No, never. They took care.
Even when we've reported things that were really strange.
They took our information. We were told numerous times that they would call us back, and they never did.
Yeah, so this was 950 or 60 feet, I think, what I measured it just a bit ago on maps from the Wells property. That's just on the other side of Simpson Road. It's a lot closer than what it looks on maps. What would they use a tire for? That's more like a cooking. You put build a fire in it and put like a grate over top of it to cook, use a griddle or grill. There was firewood. I didn't take a picture of the firewood that was cut, stacked up against the barbed wire fence. And I should have. I would like to know what TBI is doing now. Are they still searching? Did they give up? Brain dancer? I don't know. I'm sure they said they would not let this case go cold. Cinnamon Bear said, why do you care about trash that's probably been there for years? Obviously, you didn't hear anything we were talking about. It's not trash that's been there for years.
It's not the actual tire. It's just a tire rim.
It's a rim people use to put wood in.
Yeah, it's not the actual, tire.
This is a tent. That's all the poles that make it dome shape taken out of it, covered up with leaves. You got to think June to October, the leaves fall. The state of the chairs and everything weren't rusted in conditions that would be consistent of anything that was really old. Believe me. You're not burning the tire. The rim, you're putting wood inside the rim you can put a grate over top of it, like one of the things that fit inside of a grill that you put your meat on top of it, and it works really good for something like that. But to be able to carry that big thing up there, I'm telling you, it took everything in me to get to the top of that hill.
Without carrying anything.
Yeah.
And I seen somebody said maybe it was the tree trimmers party camp. I don't think so.
One eye open. What are you talking about? What's under on the ground there in the leaves? Go ahead. Sorry.
It takes, just to get up there, how long do you think it took us just to get?
It took me 30 minutes to get to the top.
Yeah. And then you have to come back down. So I don't see them.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
That camper behind that gate has not been there in years and years. That picture was on Google Maps from 2013. Was the latest picture of that part of the property. And as far as I know, I've tried to ask who lived there, but that's not been there for a long time. That gate's no longer there. It looks nothing like that. How much firewood was cut up against the fence? That's another thing. I want to talk about that too. Is 2 or 3 pretty good stacks up against the barbed wire fence, and the property owner that he's like, no, there's not a campsite up there. I said, yeah, there is, and there's wood cut. He said, I never heard a thing up there, and I know my property. And so, for him, what I'm basically telling you, so just right on the other side of old condemned fence. The fence was way in bad shape. Yeah. It was the trees had fallen on it and everything. That would be heavy. How heavy? 100 pounds, 75 pounds tire rim.
And that might not sound like a lot, but when you're walking up the side of a steep hill like that,
I'm talking about steep, having to grab on to stuff to pull yourself up.
Trees, just to pull yourself up.
I have video of that, of what it was like getting up there.
I know. Further.
Videos do not do it justice. Oh, that's where you found it.
That's where I found it. You can hear me yelling. Look how steep. I'm going to play that again, because this is where I actually found the camp up here. And it still don't even give it justice.
It doesn't.
How steep. There was some where I went up, there was humongous trees uprooted and fell. Yeah, it's not a place you can drive to at all. Look at that. How are you going to get any kind of ATV up there? I said I found a camp.
I said I found a tent.
I found a tent. That's where I just walked up on. I didn't even see the rest of it yet. Alli has done all they could or can. What do you feel about it? I'm not going to get into that.
Well, we don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what they've done, but we were out there for months and months before we even saw them out there. Right? That truth is truth.
Yeah.
No, Ellie, and searchers don't want you searching. We were on private property and had permission by people involved in the first initial search to search. Any area we went on, was completely legal. And what they said is they didn't want people out there. We were with people that were trained professionals that worked with EquiSearch and others that trained us and was gracious enough to let us be involved with it. That's all I can say. I can't say why they did, but they did. And it was awesome to be a part of that and to really learn so much.
We learned
so much. Oh, you're talking about the parents. They don't want. That's very true. Analytic, or no, that's not who said that. Linism said that's very true. Big search agencies like EquiSearch, they don't want the parents searching. They actually have a rule against it. Please look it up if you don't believe me.
We actually had a whole live stream about
did a whole live about it. They encourage the family not to go on searches with them because 2 reasons. One, if they were involved, then there could be, they could try to taint evidence or mislead people. 2, they would never want a parent to have the last image of their child be in a bad state of, Mods, please take care of some of these comments in here. I'm not playing with it. They're rude. Just get it rid of it. Our rules in here, look, you're allowed to stay in here and use different opinions all day long. Don't be hateful and rude or mean about it. That's all I ask. It's not accepted here. You can take that hateful stuff somewhere else where they accept it, but we don't do it here.
And there's plenty
that will accept it and let you bash and talk bad about people, but we don't do it here.
And as far as not mentioning other creators, it's not because we're friends with any creators. It's because it's not fair to any creator for them to be bashed in another creator's setting.
Yeah.
And we all are doing different things. We are all doing what we feel helps this case. So we don't feel like anybody should be bashed for what they're doing.
Ivory said current case would a rope and tackle be possible? What do you mean, rope and tackle? As far as for what?
No, this camp is
Thank
not
you, Kelly
on the
Gibson.
Wells property.
No, I showed the location of that, and it's on another property that's like a little sliver owned by somebody else.
But you could see the Wells property from the campsite.
Cam, who owned the tent? I have no idea. No idea. Oh, to pull the rim up the ridge? I don't see how they could do it, even with that, with tackle and rope and tackle. No. You saw how much little trees there. I mean, there's nowhere to hardly even walk. It's so thick in there. You're not going to drive anything. I don't know. I don't think it would be worth the effort to pull a tire rim up. I mean, now, like I said, I don't know the other entrances on from other people's properties and what it looks like, but from what I saw, it's all rough.
From that other side, it was steep, like straight up and down, wasn't it?
Well, on the side that goes towards the Wells property, it's straight up and down.
Straight up and down, so I don't think anybody could even go that way.
On the other side of that blind built up with brush, on the exact, like on the other side of that brush, it's straight up and down. Like it's bad. All right, so let me see what this one is. Look how thick that is. That's where I'm talking. That's the trees, the deadfall. You're breathing hard too. I mean, it's rough.
It was rough.
You learn things like to follow the excrement of buzzards, because where there's big groups of them that have sat and roosted for a while, it's not always a good sign. I don't know why that was only a second. There's a picture.
Still think the rim went down.
Huh?
Linison said, I still think the rim went down.
What's that mean?
I don't know. This rim was at the very tip top of this ridge. It wasn't like halfway.
It can't roll down from anywhere.
Yeah, it was on the very top.
We were on the highest part of that mountain. That right there is where, look at that.
And that shows the steepness kind of
better. Hear that? What was that? Huh? It's dirt bikes, yeah.
I don't know if that's what it was.
Dirt bikes a chainsaw. I haven't seen a lot of these in a long time. Look at that. Look how thick. The sun barely coming through it. That's a good picture. And that shows you how the grapevines twisted around those trees. I mean, very thick terrain. That's that one green leaf in the shape of a heart when we were searching up there. That's hope right there. That picture right there gave us a lot of hope.
That gave me, when I saw it, I don't know, it gave me so much hope. That's why I took the picture.
Yeah, that picture right there was amazing. There's another one of it. And another one. All right. This is... Oh, that was a bag. That was down at that first place where we found the poachers. Hold on a second. No, that's not. And that's that one bag we found with the bones in it, deer bones. These were all verified. Size comparison. It was poacher, they just put them in their anything they don't use, and it was all like baby deer. They put them in bags and just threw them off at this place. It was disturbing. This picture here. Talk about this one real quick.
What the?
First of all, that's not my hand.
No, that's not.
That's not my glove. And whatever was picked up before it was verified that it was animal was done with a latex glove. This is just showing how what we took this picture was the reason we took this picture was to show where you take a picture of the joint and you send it to the anthropologists to get results on whether it's animal or some or human. This right here, and if you haven't been here and you've never seen this before, this is at the under the bridge where we found one bag that was just thrown underneath the underpass. I didn't even care at this point. These people were just throwing them out. This bag was full of it. This place right here, this is what you deal with. Searching. And this is in a different county. This ain't even Hawkins County. This is one of the first places we ever searched. This area right here where I took this picture, was an area that's, I mean, so little, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's like 3 hay bales sitting in there. It's all that could fit 4 hay bales,
Yeah,
3 or 4 hay bales. And I got out, looked at the area, came back the next day, and the guy was walking away from putting the sign up there.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it was on the side of the road. It wasn't even like this was.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even get to anywhere from this area. It's straight rock wall behind it. I was like, "Mom," and this is in a different county.
But that just shows you how protective people are over their property, and they don't want people messing around it. Or, I mean, we literally was on the side of the road. We weren't even.
Thank you,
up
Jessica.
There. We weren't even on the property. But the very next day, there was a sign there.
Exactly. And I was like, and I even wanted to, we just felt so uncomfortable in that area after, because it's like they just stared at us. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They didn't want to talk to you. They just wanted to just make you feel unwelcome. Why are they throwing bags of animal bones over an overpass? This is very strange. Yes, it is. But that's what this area was used for. State's press, it's true, and I'm not saying they have ever stopped, but we do know there was a big long period between the first initial search and the second one in October or in November, the end of November, where we were out there regularly and never saw law enforcement ever out there. And that doesn't mean they weren't looking other places, but they said, you heard Sheriff Lawson say out of his own mouth, these are places that we looked at and marked on our first initial search and wanted to come back to after the foliage had fallen so that drones could see in there better. Look how dense that is. If that doesn't give you an idea, that's one of our search areas. Unless you're looking every square inch, tell me how you're not. Very easy to miss something. Unless you've got a ton of people out there. I've argued that too. Why in Carly Trent's case were they public invited, and this one not? They can't. Maybe they don't have police clothes when searching, but their vehicles would be out there. Believe me, we know what they look like and what they're doing out there. I'm just telling you, Sheriff Lawson. What did we see when we went and did the interview with the news walking on Ben Hill? Did we see one that day? Mm-hmm. We saw one that day, and that was that October?
That was October, yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to get through this, and then we'll be done. Y'all remember this picture? We walked up on this in a search.
Oh, Lordy. I'm telling you. Okay, so 2 people had already walked by that. The men done walked by that, didn't even see it. I saw the frog legs were like glistening in the sunlight, and I was like, what is that? Something white and shiny. And I looked over, and then I realized that there was a snake eating it, and I flipped out. I ain't about no snakes.
Karen Cox, is she referring that to me? I'm trying to see if she's... Huh? I know that they were talking very closely. Well, the news was talking to Sherfy very early on. Senior,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, that right there is just all black snake. It don't hurt nobody.
Don't mean that it ain't. That don't mean I can like it, because I don't.
This right here, guys, is kind of what we're dealing with. This is a path and a trail that goes up into the mountain. just to give you an idea of what we are working with and working through.
It's Alli coming off the mountain. And this is what the people on Ben Hill did, and they've made these little stances on the road signs. I think that's awesome. People in the community came together to do this for her. They put what's that? I always forget that one's name.
Which one is that one?
The diver.
I can't remember all the names.
Sky. Chase.
Is that one? No, that's not Rubble.
There's Rubble, Sky, Chase.
There's Zuma.
Zuma. That's it.
It's been a couple years since our kids watched Paw Patrol.
They brought the bus down in August 2020. That's what somebody said. Frog might argue that point. Yeah, they might.
Well, that's so. They ain't gonna hurt nobody. Mm-hmm.
I don't think she was abducted, so no. No, that's okay. Everybody's allowed to have their opinions. We don't know what happened. Nobody does. And it sounds like to us that Ellie is pretty far from it too. We just got to keep praying, having hope. I just wanted to show some of that stuff to give some hope. Some of our search stuff, it always has helped me to know what we did this for, and it's for summer.
I want to be back up there.
And that's all here. There was something I wanted to. I'm trying to find this one. That right there is a good picture. We're almost done. I'm done with this one. We went way longer. This is when it was deepest when we went out there, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's the time we went out there and got in.
All right, guys, we're down here at the horse pond, they call it, and we just wanted to let you see that people have brought stuffed animals and crosses and just to show support for summer. That's awesome. Pretty emotional, to be honest with you.
This was in August or
The water's
July.
up really. I mean, it's not as high as what you would think it would be, though. After raining for a week.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rain.
A lot of rain.
There's this. Keep this image in your mind of how high the water was here. Now, look at this. Where is that one? Where's the video we did it the last time we went?
Is it even?
December 9th.
It was on the camera.
Yeah, but
So
we added it to here. Didn't we?
Should have.
That's in the Sherfy stuff.
February.
That's March, February 25th. Okay.
Okay, guys, we're right here at the shed. There's no trespassing signs, but we do have permission to be here. Right there's the shed. Right down through here is where Don has showed us in the Subaru that he went down.
That right there is where he found the boys with the neighbor blue roof Don. That's not what I was looking for.
Okay, so coming up right here on the right is actually the shed that was shown in the video.
What? Hold on, I'm trying to find that video of what the freaking water.
Well, it wouldn't have been. That was our first.
It had the date right here. Look, April, March.
It would have been February.
February 2022. Oh man, I really want to show that because it's such a big difference. I remember the date. Never mind. Come on.
God.
What, this? Oh, it's aggravating at this. Nope, wrong. Me trying to work on the cameras. Who is that? What? Who said that? Izzy Rose?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not true at all. Thank you. No, I'm not. Thank you. I just felt that rumor last night. What you guys did on is that what you guys did on Don's property? Well, not Don's property, but it's related. No. Is that the same facts you got from the other channel where it's supposedly four-tooth or chase? If y'all believe anything that man says, you want to show how we can prove that Don wasn't up there? That whole weekend that's in question?
Yeah.
He wasn't there. He was gone.
He wasn't there at all.
He came back on December 11th in that evening, and they had an intervention to try to send him to rehab. That day, there was a bunch of people up there. Here he is, Rose. Come on up here. I love this. They never have the guts to come up and talk to you. Here, come up here and voice your grievance real quick, and then I'm leaving. Yes, one juror matters. I'm live right now. Where is she? Oh Lord, Kim Holmes, don't call me Cameron because it's not my name. People will think that I'm the guy spray painted on the shed. Come on, Izzy. Come on up here. There's the link. Click on in. You gotta show your face down on the bottom, and you can turn your camera off. Oh, unhide her, please, Mama Bear. I want her to come up. Yeah, they never do. They don't come up when people call them out. But I want them to. It would be it's fun.
It's fun.
I love when people, they got a lot to say when they're typing behind that keyboard.
Yeah, and they don't know what they're talking about.
So I'd block her. Please, thank you. It's not fun for mods. Music City Mom, I know it's not, but it's fun to call them out. And if I've always had
it's not fun for me either.
Open panel. It's always good to have an open panel to hear if they want to come up and speak their mind. That's two. Canadian Girl and Izzy Rose. That's two. I've tried to get up here. They won't. All right, let's see. Let me do this real quick. I'm done anyway. that pin that?
What?
Oh, you can. I didn't know you could do that. You can star important comments so you can discuss them in the show. But quit. Yeah, I'm done anyway. I just wanted. She's done hidden now. Cool. Is it Rose? Come on up, darling. Where's the footprints from the campsite? Far from the campsite. Not one set of them. They were not.
Karen Cox.
Kiss him or something. Anybody wants to come up and talk for a minute, and then we'll just go. We'll call it a show. Bama forever. It's just, yeah, they do. They say horrible things, but they can't speak it, with their voice. That's not good. Hey, Versi Dorset, thank you. Darosit. Say that right? Darosit. Yeah, everybody have a good Easter. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for going over this stuff with me. I thought it was a good live. Even though we just chilled and looked at stuff, I thought it was good. All in the name of summer. Things that were positive were towards Summer's case. Things that I'm proud to show those videos of things we did in this case and things we went and searched and on properties and went the extra mile. And despite what anybody says, it was completely selfless, and we wanted to do it to help that child, no one else. Oh, Raybird said, hope you had a great birthday week. Tell her thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You remember? That was nice of you, Raybird,
yes,
for her
birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciated that. I hope that whenever I replied back to you in the chat that it showed up the other night, but I don't know if it did.
Okay, nobody else is gonna come up. I waited. I wanted it. Why? They never do when you want them to. Alli also describes the footprints as if she was set down and then recarried off. Well, that was said by the property owner. Said he overheard law enforcement say that. Oh, one juror matters. Hello? Hold on 1 second, brother. Thank you, Patty Barnett. Let me see here. Give me a peace sign, bro. If you don't care. Thank you. All right. Yeah, you can turn the camera off there. All right, bro. What's going on?
How you doing, partner?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Good, thanks. Kind of a sad day overall with everything.
It is.
I know we're all feeling that, especially going into a holiday weekend, and where a young girl, Summer Wells, and her brothers should be home and looking for Easter eggs and enjoying the holiday with their parents. But unfortunately, that is not going to happen.
Right.
I'm just trying to reach out to as many of you people on YouTube who are trying to piece all of this together. And I know we talk about awareness of the situation at hand. And I just want to say, advertised across many social media platforms and news platforms today is Children's Day at Bristol Motor Speedway.
That's awesome.
For the NASCAR weekend. And it's being advertised that today is Children's Day. And for anybody who is or isn't a believer in the red drum or red can theory, I'm just saying that photo is being used a lot today to display for Children's Day at Bristol Motor Speedway. I just sent you an email confirming the picture from WJHL, and I'm not going to blow you up with 50 other emails, but I'm just saying today may be a day, or this may be a weekend in general. If people believe in that theory, great. If they don't, I apologize, and I'm sorry for wasting their time. But no stone left unturned when it comes to this child, and I don't want to miss an opportunity and say later on, damn, I wish I had said something then.
Absolutely, that's very good, man. And that I saw that they were gearing up for the race and stuff early in this week, and I'm glad they're having something like that. And they should call it Summer's Day, to be honest. I wish they would. This little girl has touched so many people's hearts, and we really just tried to be fair and look at everything. And I don't think that anything can be, you know, just completely cast to the side as not being a importance. I mean, I still feel like that they need to look at every avenue, and I don't. I guess I got what you were saying about the red barrel photo. Is that what they were using at the speedway?
Well, the red barrel photo from the house is not exactly what they are using. They're using a picture of, some of them are using pictures of a red barrel. Some of them are using a picture of a red bucket. Those of us who understand and have investigated stuff like this before, we know the probabilities of the red bucket and the meaning behind it. And I'm just saying, similar to the picture I just sent you from WJHL showing today's Children's Day and using a red bucket, there could or could not be a link between the two. But I'm not willing to let today go by without screaming it from the rooftops and saying, if someone's there today, keep your eyes and ears out. And if it's not today, the rest of the weekend. But I just find it very, very coincidental that today is Children's Day at Bristol Motor Speedway. Today is Summer Wells' 10-month anniversary.
I get what you're saying
those
now.
Photos
Bro.
are being used.
You're talking about the symbolism aspect of it, and there's been a lot in this area, and I know if you're from here, you've seen it. The different bus TBIs made just since Summers went missing, and I don't think that can be discounted. But it's been very. I think it was tried to. It was really, there was an effort made to try to make it that way at the beginning, but I don't think you can discount it. There's too much. We've had pastors come out with huge charges, police officers, even state troopers in my state. Dude, it's unheard of. We've never seen nothing like this. I mean, it's probably been an undertone here for a long time, but it's coming to the surface, and I believe that's why we've seen all the things we've seen. Is in the people that were surrounding, that lived in the surrounding area of Ben Hill. The XL law enforcement that had charges of the images to the other people. I mean, it really is. It's heartbreaking.
It's flabbergasting. It's overwhelming. And it's exhausting. I try to put out as much information as possible early on, communicating to people on YouTube and mostly through Twitter. Eventually, enough people, for whatever reasons, decided to flag my account with Twitter. I mean, I had been on Twitter for 7 years. I had 119,000 tweets and all on missing children's cases and everything, but it seems like a lot of people were really trying to keep the noise down about this case, if possible, early on, and I'm glad that it grew some legs of its own and has continued to steamroll forward with the help of people like you and Alli, and that's very much appreciated. But anytime I see a clue, we're gonna hop on it and just be aware of it, people. If you're out there today, it's a race. There's going to be 130,000 people out there just at the race alone this weekend, and take note of it.
Do you want to introduce yourself? People are asking in the chat who you are.
My name is One Juror Matters. I'm in chat. My email is onejurormatters@yahoo.com if anybody wants to reach out to me. And I'm working on resetting up the Twitter page. I'm actually in a little bit of a litigation right now with them, trying to figure out if the information I posted was credible, which it is, but Twitter is having to confirm that on their own. Then they'll reinstate my account. So to me, that's just a temporary thing, but a Twitter account doesn't wait for Summer Wells or any child.
Well, I wanted to add this. There for the longest time when they said no, before the lead investigator come out and spoke and the DA, they said there was no evidence of abduction, but they weren't ruling anything out. But people had made that to be, oh, they're just ruling that out completely. And they tried to say, oh, they're saying foul play. That's not what they said. And when the lead investigator came out and finally said, look, we're not completely discounting the abduction theory. We're just not putting all of our, everything in that one theory.
All of our eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And like I said, I don't know if you caught it earlier, but the red truck stuff and everything, they still are wanting to talk to somebody that's seen something down there. Whether it be a witness, if it really is, witnesses I feel don't run, but they come forward. But I feel like, somebody that doesn't want to be talking to law enforcement is probably more of a, you're not going to come forward like we've seen happen. And I just feel like that there's just too much things that are still involved to discount anything. And I appreciate you. Again, I appreciate you coming up here and talking about that. I was about to give up hope. And instead of somebody being hateful, I had somebody good come up and give some good information. So I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you too. God bless you guys. Have an awesome weekend, and let's bring summer home. One way or another, let's bring summer home so we can all rest a little bit easier.
That's right. God bless you, buddy.
God bless you.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you, Rexy Ray, for that. We appreciate that. Guess I don't know. That's weird. I mean, a lot of people, there is symbolism out there, and people look at it sometimes and say that there's nothing to it. There's too much evidence that says otherwise of it. I'm not saying that necessarily what was on the property meant what it meant. I'm not saying that 100%. I don't know. I'm just saying that we can't discredit anything. Please Google Alice Day. We will. Philip Salone, I will look up that case and put it in the community section. Please remind me if you're listening, if you don't see me do it here in the next little bit. Don't think the red bear picture means anything, but if it does and it's shown Wally, it might do some good.
Exactly.
Well, if they're using it as a picture at the Speedway, that's weird.
That's
for Children's Day.
Yeah.
That's true, Rayburn. It did seem like that. I don't know. Just some things more obvious. It is. It's sometimes they say the most simple answer is the answer. We don't know. Car team was there. It's true. We have to take all that into account. But that's the good thing about difference of opinion. There don't have to be the eyes rolling and stuff. We're just saying that some things are overlooked even by law enforcement. It happens all the time, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Law enforcement, if an investigator says, I don't think anything happened over there, and then years later somebody with fresh eyes says, Well, did they look into this? No. Well, the lead investigator took notes. They looked into it a little bit, but not fully. And then that person looks, and there might be answers right there. It's people make mistakes. Just because you're a law enforcement officer doesn't mean that you're not prone for making mistakes. People do it every day.
People are human.
People are human. I'm just saying, people are not perfect. Doesn't matter what you do for a living, you're not perfect. People make mistakes. And I don't think local law enforcement was prepared for this. I don't. But that's for another live. Let's get off here. I don't know if he had a YouTube channel. He gave his email and stuff. One Juror Matters, if you're in here, you can drop your link, give it to one of the mods, and they'll drop it in the chat for you if you have a YouTube channel. That happen in this world. Can't voice what they do. That's right. I'm an alien. All right, you ready? All right, watch this. We got 353 in here. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's pray. Watch it drop. I'm just playing. Let's pray. Dear Lord, we ask that if there is anything nefarious and any kind of symbolism, Lord, that you bring it to light right now. We don't want that in this community, in this area, and in our nation. Heavenly Father, we rebuke it, and we ask that these people be brought to light if they are doing these nefarious things, which we know they are all over the world. And we just ask that it stops and law enforcement finds a solution to this. Heavenly Father, if there's anybody that has any information leading to what happened to Summer, any at all, let them come forward. Let there be conviction on their heart to speak about what they know or what they might have seen. Lord, we ask that the red truck, whoever was driving it, if they be a witness, let them come forward and let them not be scared. Let them come forward and say what they saw, if they saw something for Summer's sake. Lord, we ask that you put a hedge of protection around these missing children. Excuse me. Dear Lord, we lift up anybody in the chat that needs prayer requests. Candy Aldrich, her and her husband, Pitbull Mama, Mr. Positive, all these people with health issues that need you right now. Lord, we ask that you meet them right where they are. Look out for these people that are dedicated to you and believing what's right in their heart. Lord, thank you for never turning your back on us when we don't always pay attention to you and put you first. In Jesus' name I pray.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, I'm done. Oh, didn't drop that much. That's why I say. Okay. All right. Okay. That's it. So remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate.
Please go put that touch DNA on that like button. Support us. That's all we ask for on this channel. So you can support us that way. It's for free, and it means a lot to us. Guys, God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
See ya.